there's more work ahead. Earlier this week, the Washington Post suggested Republicans may have to find something else to criticize me for. Now that inflation is coming down, maybe they'll decide to impeach me because it's coming down.
Welcome back to America Decides. That was President Biden in Maine last Friday discussing his administration's efforts to fight inflation. While inflation has cooled, the president's approval rating for his handling of the economy now sits at 34%. That's according to a new CBS News poll. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, joins us. Anthony, thanks for being here. What do you make of this latest number on the president's handling of the economy? Is it up or down from his traditional level in terms of this question and answer?
Hi, Bob. It's been low. It's stayed low. It is now as low as it's been. But look, people reason from what they perceive as results. And this number I put on the board behind me, I think, tells most of the tale. And that is, okay, people say the job market is relatively strong. It is. We see those macro numbers. Is your income keeping pace with the price hikes and the rate of inflation? 70% say no. So yes, even as inflation is slowing by those metrics, those prices are still there, and people tell us they're still hitting their paychecks. Now let's connect this back to the president. One of the things you know, and you've reported he's out there talking about, is trying to capture or recapture this word Bidenomics. What does it mean? Well, he's got some work to do there. We can set a benchmark. We got 59% say they haven't heard of it, don't know much about it. Okay, but for those who have heard of Bidenomics, what does it mean? What comes to mind? You got a lot of Republicans, perhaps cynically, are saying, well, it means higher inflation, tax increases. So he's got some work to do to move this number, this 1/3 that thinks it means job creation, that thinks it might mean lower inflation or the middle class, or those things that he wants to sell. So that's your starting point. I think it's going to be really important to watch that as we go forward over the next month or two, Bob.
And what are you learning, Anthony, from the polling about how Americans feel about the economy? Put the president aside.
Yeah, the big thing I really thought stood out is this word they used, which is uncertain. And I'm going to bring it up over here and circle it. It's 56%, okay? 56% that use the word uncertain as well as struggling, which we described. And I think that's important because they've gotten this mixed picture. You've heard macro numbers recently saying things are good. Not long ago, there was talk, would it slip into a recession? A lot of Americans thought that it might. So there's been a bit of a roller coaster, and I think that's coming out here, where people say that they're staying in place. About half of them say they feel like they're staying in place. Another third say they're falling behind, but very few feel like they're getting ahead. So they're getting these mixed messages, not feeling like they're getting ahead, and that puts a damper on those overall economic metrics, Bob.
Any final thoughts about what we should be watching?
Yeah. Number one is, do people think that the president is responsible for the economy and the improvement to the same extent that they've thought he's to blame for it? That's the number you want to watch as well.
We'll keep an eye on that. Anthony Salvanto, as always, on top of it all. Thanks so much for being here.